Hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Good to hear from you.
I wanted to talk about the first caller. I guess I'm just troubled by the fact that, Obama's going on the news all the time talking about how we're not at war with Islam, but then we're going to, throw Osama bin Laden in the sea, in accordance with Muslim traditions. And, we've been looking for 10 years and spent billions of dollars looking for this guy, and then we're going to get rid of him within a week. I mean, I think I need to see some proof of this because I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Wag the Dog or stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, anything is possible. Same with the birth certificate. Same with anything George Bush did. Anything anybody's done.
Yeah, but the hard part of believing that this didn't happen is you look at all the high-ranking Republicans who have stepped up to the plate, including you would have to believe that Dick Cheney and former President George W. Bush are in on this as well.
Right.
Because,
absolutely. I think we should attribute this to George W. Bush.
No, but you understand what I just said, though, that they'd have to be in on the conspiracy if it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, they're not willing to go and step out on these issues, just like they're not willing to go out and speak up on the budget and, issues that are really important right now.
And it's interesting because I've heard it said, some of the pundits talking about the pending budget battle, because we're going to hit the debt ceiling. Now they've pushed the date out. We might even, with creative accounting, we might be able to make it to late August. Heck, why not take it all the way to the election?
Yeah, I mean, once again, what good is a due date?
Right.
If it doesn't make any difference.
Right. But what they're saying is this entire scenario with Osama bin Laden might actually give the president some traction, allowing him to spend even more money.
Exactly. And back to what the First Lady was saying about the new marijuana laws in Colorado. I'm from Michigan, so I don't necessarily know about them, but growing the size of government and increasing the amount of testing and increasing the amount of laws, I mean, this is really counterproductive, and I consider myself a libertarian, and I think that it's nothing but more invasion of privacy, more government involvement, more growth of government. It's going to make bigger deficits, and we're going to dig ourselves such a big hole, the dollar's going to crash, and we're going to be left wondering why.
Danny?
You know what, Danny? You libertarians making more and more sense to me all the time.
I mean, people talk. I talk to people about Ron Paul. Sometimes they say, "Who's Ron Paul?" And then they listen to him speak for about 10 minutes, and they switch forever. Mm-hmm. Just these warmongering presidents, both from the left and the right side. I mean, we killed Osama bin Laden, but I don't necessarily think we're safer at all. There's Al-Qaeda all over the Middle East, in Yemen, in Syria.
There's cells right in our own backyard.
No question.
Dearborn, Michigan, where I live, they've discovered cells.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, Danny, what do we do about Pakistan?
I'm sorry?
What do we do about Pakistan?
Well, see, that goes back to the whole philosophy of foreign policy. You can't, I believe in a whole different foreign policy. I think that people like Sarah Palin and these really aggressive politicians that want to sanction them and, you want to go fight Pakistan now? You want to bomb Iran? You want to bomb Syria? I mean, I am 100% patriotic and American, but if you actually listen to Osama bin Laden speaking on the September 11th attacks, he's saying that the reason they committed the attacks is because we had bases being built in the Arabian Peninsula and all these things. Doesn't excuse killing civilians, but we need to look at our foreign policy and realize that when we attack countries, when we bomb Iraq and put no-fly zones in and bomb the Middle East, that there's going to be some form of blowback.
Well, no, should you cut off relations with Pakistan?
You can't cut off. We need Pakistan. That's the problem.
I think we need to get out of the Middle East and we need to start trading with these countries and stop being isolationists like we've become. We're going to sanction them, and then we're not going to be able to communicate with Syria, with Pakistan, with Cuba, with any of these countries. We're just going to cut ourselves off from the world, and so we're the only ones left.
Where do you stand on drilling?
I'm sorry?
Where do you stand on drilling?
I think we should be drilling. I think we need to get out of the Middle East completely. Let them handle their own stuff. Let them handle their own civil wars. Let them handle their own politics. We should get our oil. We shouldn't be paying Brazil to get our oil for us. We should be digging for our. We have the rigs already in the Gulf and all around the United States. They're not on.
Where do you stand on child-proofing all bottles and medical bottles and caps and
eliminating junk food advertisements because they're so horrible for our kids?
It's ridiculous. I agree with the logic, but the government cannot make moral decisions for humans. The government should not be involved with any moral business of any kind. And that includes drugs, that includes assisted suicide, anything. The government should not be controlling your body.
Thank you, Danny. We appreciate
You know what, Danny?
call.
Good to hear from you. Stay in touch, my friend. You are the voice of reason and common sense.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks, Danny.
You take care. 9:15 on your Tuesday morning. Fox News Radio 600 at KCOL.